Hmm. What's up, Periscope? Wow, like nice first comment. Yes. These conferences, Google I/O is for developers, and WWDC for developers. So it was a lot of software stuff, not a whole lot of hardware. Okay, so obviously the thing I spent the most time on was Apple Music. I use Spotify. Here, you can see right here, I use Spotify every single day. I have it on my phone, I have it on my computer, I have it on every new machine, basically. Spotify, $10 a month is what I pay for that, to not have any ads. Apple Music is also $10 a month. So that'll be interesting to see how they compare. There's an Android app, there's a Windows app, there's an iPhone app. So you'll be able to use Spotify Music or Apple Music in all the same places. I was gonna say I put it on Twitter. I was gonna say RIP Spotify, but the hardest part for me is just gonna be moving all my playlists from Spotify to Apple Music. That's gonna be the hardest thing. If it was cheaper, that would have been its main advantage, and you could say like this is the reason you should switch from Spotify to Apple Music. But it's not cheaper; it's the same price, but no ads. But RIP Tidal, basically. Yeah, exactly. Tidal's done. Tidal's been done for a while, though. I don't think many people outside of the early 1% really used Tidal. Yeah, so $15 to share the whole service among 6 users. So say you have a family of people, you all can use the service, or a group of people living together, you can also use it all to share one account for $15.99. I don't know how they guarantee that, though, outside of like preventing multiple logins, but there you have it. Yeah, and you get your first 3 months free, but that's just for now. Like, I don't think that promotion's going to last forever, so it's a little bit of an advantage, but RIP Tidal. I think Spotify is still going strong, despite all the similarities between the services. The other thing is, Apple can just, like, force this as an icon on your home screen. Like, when you update iOS, boom, you're going to have an Apple Music icon, and that's going to make people click on it, even if they don't care about it. It's like a giant ad for millions of people. So, we'll see about that. There's other minor things, of course. OS 10 El Capitan. I don't know. I think 3 different people on stage pronounce it 3 different ways. So I'm just going to say El Capitan, and we'll go with that. It's got some minor features improving, and that's cool. And I don't really think I'm going to use all of those. Mostly the multitasking stuff is going to be neat. And then the iPad got some announcements, some improvements. iOS 9 on the iPad. Yeah, it's a Spanish word. El Capitan means captain, by the way, in case people didn't know that. iOS 9 on the iPad will have multitasking, split-screen multitasking, slide-in multitasking, so you can have, like, part of your screen is a vertical app and the other part is a horizontal app. That's going to be pretty cool. Yes, people are saying it's a rip-off of Windows, but not a huge deal. They rip off of places from all over the place, and we saw stuff ripped straight from Google Now into Siri, so I don't really care that they rip off of each other anymore. That's kind of something that you would say if you are not going to be buying this anyway and you wanted exclusive features. Wow, 5,000 viewers. Thank you for watching if you're interested in this kind of stuff, and thank you for the hearts. So yeah, I was going to say, so the iPad stuff is actually pretty cool. I don't know if you guys agree, but something people have been asking for improvements in the iPad for a while. They've been asking for an iPad Pro, which would have like a hybrid between Mac OS 10 and iOS 9. That wasn't really necessary, and they just showed it by adding those features in the new iPad. The split screen stuff, yes, is only in the iPad Air 2. So the one where you just divide your screen directly in half and have one app on either side, that is exclusive to their most powerful iPad. That kind of sucks. I don't think that was necessary, but that's what they did. And then the picture-in-picture with the video, that will be on every iPad. And all the other sort of things with the slide-in app, that'll be on every iPad, so that's pretty cool. Yes, Siri got some new features, which are neat. A lot of them are sort of like preemptive search stuff the way we see in Google Now right now, so that wasn't really all that new to me, but it was cool to see it, and I'm sure it'll be nice to see. Yeah, and also you have some of that multitasking stuff on the new iPhone as well, which is probably going to be less utilized, but still cool to see. Why didn't I get invited? I don't know. I'm not a developer. I didn't get invited to Google I/O either. I had to pull some strings to actually be able to go. So maybe I'll get invited to their next hardware event. But yeah, I didn't get invited to WWDC. But that's fine. I wouldn't have made any videos there anyway. There's no new hardware to show. Apple Music on Android, your thoughts? I think it's awesome. Again, the thing is, I use Spotify on all of my devices. My computer, my Android phone, my laptop. So I was just going to be a matter of switching stuff over. The Verge, yes, The Verge is there. They'll have it covered. They'll have videos, I'm sure, of service. I mean, it's mostly services, so I don't know what videos they'll make, but yeah. So I just watched the stream on my computer. That's it. I didn't do anything fancy. I just watched it along with everyone else. This is the most watched Periscope stream I've ever seen, by the way. I've never seen 5,000 people in a Periscope. Hi. It's nice because I don't feel like I'm speaking in front of an auditorium full of 5,000 people. Too many jokes? Yeah, I do think there were too many jokes in this keynote. There was one part specifically where they were demoing this game, and you probably remember this, where the guy like takes out a guitar and beats people over the head and like takes out something new. The entire time through that demo was the most cringeworthy part for me, because he made way too many jokes in a row. Yeah, the metal thing, oh my god, please. They should just cut that out of the replay so people don't have to rewatch that. I must have really good Wi-Fi, I guess. I have about 100 down and 50 up, so it's pretty good. It's better up. I like the up. Android M versus iOS 9. Well, I said earlier, Android M, so the OS X improvements were kind of like Android M, where it's a minor improvement to the previous version, to Android L. I still have my SIM card in this Nexus with Android M on it, so the developer preview is pretty stable. But if you're comparing Android to iOS, it's still very similar. There's no giant new features, like if you're looking for widgets or something crazy, or some live new features in iOS, you're not going to find that. It's still very familiar to Android and iOS. CarPlay, yes, you now have wireless CarPlay. That's not a big deal for me. I don't have a car that uses CarPlay or Google's version of Android Auto either, so I won't be using that. iOS, yeah. Apple Watch, so yeah, the Apple Watch, the new Apple Watch OS 2.0, also pretty cool. John's tweet. Yes, so it's got, native apps now are pretty important for Apple Watch, which is going to make them feel faster. One of the biggest complaints I had in my review of the Apple Watch was that those apps are slow, and they take a while to open, and they lag, and they take a while to scroll. And there's other stuff with inconsistencies and other stuff that I had complaints about, but that's the main thing that's going to be fixed, is that they're going to be faster. Opinion on Force Touch. I like the haptic feedback engine in the Apple Watch, so I appreciate Force Touch on the Apple Watch. I think I'll use it more when it comes to the next iPhone. Yeah, I just retweeted John's tweet about, in case you didn't see, hold on. It's Dr. Dre backstage right now. We all forgot about Dre, apparently. We all forgot about Dre. Dr. Dre, people thought we were going to have Dr. Dre on stage at this event. Nope. No Dr. Dre today. Wireless casting is cool. That's also a feature we've seen before. Am I disappointed? No. It was like, it's a developer conference. It's kind of like a bonus when you get hardware announcements. I think we've been spoiled by previous events, so not a huge deal that we didn't see any hardware. I'm not disappointed. Apple Music Radio, that's going to be cool. I'll listen to it. Again, I don't listen to a lot of radio myself. I use Spotify. I just click a song and listen to it. Like, I know what I want to listen to before I even start listening. So we'll see what happens with that radio station. Dope hat, where'd you get it? This is an Overwork hat. This is an artist, an electronic artist, speaking of music, Apple Music, an artist whose work is awesome and has been awesome for years. So I listen to all this stuff. It's on SoundCloud. and you should listen to it too. So it's spelled like that, overwork. Hopefully that's not backwards. It's backwards for me, but there you go. Wireless charging, that's a hardware feature. That's not in the iPhone. Yes, hardware announcements are in the fall. Again, I'm hoping I get to go to that event. That's where I got to do a video on that thing right there, the new MacBook. And that's where I hope I'll get to do the next Apple coverage. Overworking means having to do more work than usual in Dutch. Yep. I think it's a pun on the English word work, or overwork. What else? Am I using the Apple Watch right now? No, I'm not using a smartwatch at all right now. I use a smartwatch on and off, but usually it's on days when I'm like going out and doing stuff. What about you guys? Are you using a smartwatch right now? Do you have a smartwatch on your wrist right now? I also get a question a lot of like, what's the best smartwatch out there? No, yes, no, no, yes, no, 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 Apple Watch, no, LG G Watch. Most people, some people will walk up to me and ask just like, what is the best smartwatch I can buy? And the return question is always, what phone do you have? Because if you have an Android phone, all these Android Wear smartwatches are almost the same aside from their design. So you can pick from that sphere, and then you have stuff like the Pebble Time. And then if you say you have an iPhone, I can't recommend any of those Android Wear smartwatches. So if you have an iPhone and you say, what's the best smartwatch out there? It's Apple Watch or Pebble, and then like a couple others. And the best one for an iPhone is probably the Apple Watch right now. So you have to know what phone you're using before you pick your best smartwatch. Most people, as I've seen from your responses, don't have a smartwatch, as there's no real need for it yet since it's an accessory. But that'll probably change. People continue to buy those things. Yeah, wait for Android Wear to show up on iPhones. That's going to be if it eventually happens. Apple has to approve it in the first place. I've heard that it's available and ready, and that it's just a matter of Google approving it. But once that actually happens, then we'll probably have some new answers to those questions. But as of right now, it's pretty divided. Will you deactivate Spotify? Nope, not yet. I'm still using Spotify. I still have all my music organized. I still have all my playlists, all my songs. Everything is nicely sorted. It's $10 a month. It's not a huge deal. Apple Music has to come along and displace Spotify for me. I tried Tidal for like a week. It was okay. So Tidal is garbage, right? Apple killed it. Yeah, but it's not like it was thriving before this announcement, so this was just salt on the wound for Tidal. Tidal wasn't really going to explode. Google Play Music All Access, that's another one. It was similar, and I think one of the main reasons I don't still use it is because I never worked up the 4 hours I probably need to migrate all of my music from Spotify to Google Play Music. Even though when I do use it, it's awesome. I love it every time I use it. What's on your Nexus 6? All the stuff you saw in my Android M video is on my Nexus 6. Love your stuff, man. Thank you, sir. When Red Weapon? Red Weapon, okay, we're off track here, off topic a little bit, but my Red Weapon will be here in about a month. What was the problem with Tidal? It was the same thing as the fact that people already have their own music service. People already use iTunes or Spotify or Pandora or whatever, and Tidal is just another one, and people didn't really have any reason to switch to it. There were some exclusives, and those were kind of cool, but not convincing for people, and they didn't want to pay for extra quality because they didn't notice. Tidal versus Periscope is a great... Tidal versus Periscope, that's interesting. Yeah, features of Windows 10. Yeah, Mac OS 10 got a bunch of features from Windows, and that's fine. It also, iOS got a bunch of features from Android, and that's fine. Just like Android's gotten a bunch of features from iOS, and Windows has gotten a bunch of features from OS 10, and they all take stuff from each other at the same time, meaning they all develop in the same direction. It's not like they're just stealing. Or are they? Android M Developer Edition upgraded. I missed that question. Sorry. What is Overwork? Overwork, if you Google it, is an artist that I listen to, along with that guy back there, Daft Punk. robot, the pair of robots. Safari got the pin feature from Google Chrome. Yes, Safari also got a feature where you can identify where audio is coming from, what tab it's coming from, which has been in Chrome for a couple months now. Something I actually really like in Chrome. So that's cool, but I don't use Safari, so it's not going to make me switch back to Safari. I still use Chrome, yeah. I'm a Chrome person. Do you know if Windows is getting rid of Internet Explorer? Well, they're sort of rebranding / renaming it, but yes, they still have their own default web browser, whether or not it's called Internet Explorer. Yeah, multitasking is a game changer. Multitasking is a game changer. That is the truth about the iPad. And that's going to be the most important thing. Like people, I said this earlier, if you weren't here earlier when I mentioned it in the Periscope, iOS 9 on the iPad is the best improvement from WWDC, in my opinion. You get split-screen multitasking on the iPad 2. Oh, my iPad's over there. The iPad Air 2, the most popular iPad, you get split-screen multitasking. You have one app on each side of your screen. And on every other iPad and on some iPhones, you also get picture-in-picture video. That's going to be awesome for when I'm watching the game and also on Twitter or something like that. That's going to be dope. And then you also get, what was the other one? Oh, slide-in apps. So you have a sort of a half-in app like you have on Windows 8. I mean, that's awesome. That's the kind of stuff that people wanted a bigger screened iPad for. And maybe we'll still get that in an iPad Pro, but it's not necessary. We have all these features now. So that's the most important thing. Nexus 9 is a disappointment. I guess not really. Not a lot of people actually bought the Nexus 9, so if it's a disappointment, it's because you were expecting a lot. And these features that I'm talking about, like these multitasking features in the new iPad, were technically in Android already. They were technically in, yes, Android or Samsung tablets. They were already in Windows tablets. It's just the fact that you could never do these things on an iPad. Now everyone who has an iPad, well, not everyone, everyone who has an iPad Air 2 can get that one split screen feature, and everyone else with an iPad. View count is falling. Yeah, people tend to like join really fast early and then leave once they get their information. This is sort of a reaction to something that just happened, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were 0 viewers in 20 minutes. Moto G is good? Yup. Moto G is good. What else? Found an apartment yet? Nope, I haven't. Iron Man, yes. This phone, I tend to mention it in every Periscope. This phone is being given away. If you're following on Twitter or have seen the videos, you already know. What else? I'll answer a couple more questions, and then I'm going to get back to actually working on something that I was going to do today until the keynote happened. Warriors or Cavs? Warriors in 6 was my initial prediction. I'm going to stick with it. I was going to say 5 after the Kyrie injury, but the Cavs pulled out a huge win last night, so I'm still saying Warriors in 6. Internet Explorer is now called Edge. That's correct. Couple more questions. That game was pretty awful last night. Yeah, it was 87-87 at one point, where I thought it should have been just 2-2. It was terrible. Upload in 8K? Yeah, you can upload to YouTube in 8K now. Well, you could already. It was just no one did. So if you happen to make like a time lapse, a 28 megapixel time lapse, or whatever 8K is, you can upload it and watch it in 8K. Did you see the funny Apple fan comment generator? No, I did not. How do you stand your phone when periscoping? How do I show this? I need a mirror. It's on a GorillaPod. Yeah. How much do you love Ultimate? I love Ultimate so much that I play it all the time. I'm wearing a jersey right now, by the way. Will you come to Australia anytime soon? That's pretty far away. Probably not soon. I need a reason to go. What's your main phone right now? I have a SIM card in an iPhone 6 Plus and a Nexus 6, but I just started setting up a Galaxy S6 again because I really need a good camera on my Android phone. Do I like Taco Bell? No. Any more WWDC related questions? Favorite part? My favorite part of WWDC? My favorite part of WWDC. Let me look at my tweets so I can relive the keynote. My favorite part of WWDC was that lady enthusiastically talking about sports. No, you know what I really... Okay, serious answer. I really like Apple's videos. Apple, whoever they use, whoever they contract to make Apple videos, they're consistently the best promo videos I've seen for any company ever. And that goes for like Google and major companies. Apple always has incredible videos. Great visuals, great composition, great color, great sound, always amazing music. I mean, those guys kill it. So Apple videos are inspiring as hell. Pretty much always awesome. Yeah, they always take jabs at Google. Oh, privacy. Yes, we value your privacy. Yeah, good, great. I'm glad you do. Am I going to try the beta for iOS 9? Honestly, I might this time. There's a couple features that I might want to do a video on, but I don't know yet. I don't know. Thoughts on having women on stage? That was cool. People were excited to finally... I guess there's never, ever been a woman on stage at an Apple event ever, period. So having 2 on stage today was a groundbreaker. Has there ever been a black guy on stage at an Apple event? Has Dre been on stage? I don't think this... I think that's the next thing we need to have. We need to have a black guy on stage at an Apple event. Does Drake count? I guess. Sure. How sweaty was Drake? That's a good question. I don't know. That's a great question. Notes versus Google Keep. I'm going to keep using Google Keep because I can do it on in my browser as well. That jacket, though. Yeah. It's typically a sausage fest. Yeah, that's one way of saying it. Anyway, Dre was on stage. Well, Dre was like in a FaceTime call, right? He wasn't on stage. Has Dre been on stage? I don't remember him being on stage. We need a black guy on stage. I volunteer. Okay, yeah, he hasn't. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna cut this Periscope right here. If anyone here is new, maybe I don't know how you would find this, but you should go to youtube.com/MKBHD and watch those videos there. That's been it. That's my WWDC 2015 reaction. See you guys in the next Periscope. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for all thousands of people who have watched this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.